Welcome, everyone, to the Average Asian Boys podcast. I'm your co-host, John.
Hey, and I'm Ray.
So, Ray, last week I was not feeling so good. And I was worried that I, might have had the coronavirus.
Sorry, was this after we hung out? The day after we hung out?
Yeah, this was the day after we
So it was
hung
like
out.
the day after New Year's and so.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So the next morning I woke up and I was feeling pretty fresh and everything.
Yeah.
I even did a workout first thing in the morning. Everything seemed fine. And then come noontime, I started to get a really bad headache. Like it was so bad I had to go lie down.
Oh man.
And I can't remember the last time I had to do that.
This is we're nearing the C word levels here. The dreaded C word.
Yeah, I was really worried. I was
Cough.
I was thinking it's like, oh man, do I why am I feeling this way? Like, do I have it? What if I got it and everything?
Yeah.
And then so I was trying to, self-diagnose myself to see if I
Because that always helps, right? That always helps everyone.
Yeah, because I'm my own medical expert.
Yeah, of course, because we have the medical licenses to back that up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I know the usual symptoms, which is you have trouble breathing, you lose your sense of smell, and you lose your sense of taste.
Right.
So I was pretty much testing myself in those areas.
Okay.
I was breathing fine, so that was good.
All right.
And then I made some food for myself and they tasted fine. So I was good in that area as well. And then so finally I came down to testing my sense of smell, and I had just taken a big dump. So afterwards I'm like,
Oh no.
okay, let's go see if I can smell my own poo.
Oh my
So
god.
I sniffed my own poo to test if I had coronavirus.
Oh god.
And I'm happy to say that I was able to smell it, and
You
it
were
was
able to-
rancid. It was a rancid dump, let me tell you.
So it was right after, like it was a fresh drop, like a fresh delivery,
Yeah.
and you wanted to smell it. And are you sure that
it was fresh? It was fresh, all right.
Are you are you sure that it wasn't because it was so putrid that it just penetrated any blocked noses or anything?
Well, I don't know how that works, but but look, I'm just gonna report I was able to smell something.
I like how that's the test of choice that you had. There's so many things around your apartment that you can obviously smell, like maybe the bar of soap that you have, or maybe some of the lotion, or I don't know, you cook some food, you can smell that.
Well, I wasn't exactly thinking straight. Again, as I said, I had a really bad headache.
Right, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
So I just went with the most obvious one.
Yeah, which is your own feces, your own drop. All right.
So anyways, I'm happy to report that I'm good and everything. Honestly, I think I had a hangover. And I think I just had a hangover, and it's just been so long since I've had a hangover. I had forgotten what it felt like.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because, who wants to drink alone anyways, right? So we did have a little bit of wine that night. And I think you had most of the bottle as well.
That's true, but it was still less than one bottle. Like, it shouldn't have been strong enough to make me feel that way.
Maybe because we just haven't been drinking at all.
Maybe, yeah.
And then our tolerance is just
maybe I'm just weak as shit now.
gone to weak sauce.
Exactly.
Full-blown weak sauce.
Well, 2021 will be interesting.
What a great way to start it, right? I mean,
exactly.
smelling your own poo. What more can we do now?
Testing negative for corona. I'd say that's a good way to start 2021. I don't know about you.
By smelling your own poo and figuring out you have no corona. Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. That's you've saved someone else's time. Like, you've saved the medical expert's time by saying, you know what? Hey.
Don't worry, guys.
Don't worry.
I can smell. I'm good. I sniffed my own poo.
I got this. No need to worry. No need to worry about that. In fact, do you need my samples? I can give it to anybody else, my neighbors, if they're not sure.
I think we're good.
Oh, but yeah. I mean, so how's everything else for you today? Like, everything has been good? Been kind of every day sort of rolling the same thing? Like, do you feel that 2020, we've transitioned from 2020 to 2021. Do you feel like, oh my gosh, a whole different new light? Because everybody always talks about that, right? Like, do you ever think that there's been a huge shift or change?
I don't think there's necessarily been a huge shift or change. It's just another day, honestly. But
Yeah.
it's definitely a lot of things to look forward to. Personally, I'm looking forward to going back to the casino. It's been a while.
We're not even sure when the casino is going to be opening yet, right? You do know that, right?
I know, but when it opens, I wouldn't mind stopping by
Oh gosh.
for a visit.
Yes, that is fair enough. So today's episode, of course, we are going to be talking a little bit. We're just jumping in. Our sort of one of the first podcasts that we're going to talk about is gambling addiction.
Yeah,
Right? And
our casino experiences.
yeah, and obviously it's good to know that we're done with this addiction, right?
Oh yeah, we are recovered gambling addicts.
That's right.
By the way,
That's right.
Thankfully, we should have started off with
mention that. Even though you said one of the first things that you're excited about is going back to the casino, so that really
Well, it's been a while.
exemplifies your
recovery. Yes.
your recovery from gambling addiction, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, John. I'd like to think that just thinking about it. Well, I think we started our gambling journey and our gambling addiction together, right? Just you and me.
The journey to full-blown gambling addiction.
Yeah,
Yes.
we took that journey together, and I'd like to think that that's what really brought us together.
Through the shared experience
Of losing money.
of losing money. Wow.
Losing our savings.
Nothing brings two guys together like the shared experience of losing their hard-earned savings.
Yep, that's right. That's with the hopes of paying for our own trip, but instead we paid for paid for our own Vegas trip for nobody.
Yes. So that's pretty much where it started.
Yeah, that's right.
My first trip to Las Vegas. really.
That was your first trip. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. You've had no previous gambling experience before that?
No, I've experienced gambling before.
Really?
But not at a scale of like going to the casino.
All right.
So my first experience with gambling actually was in first year university.
Okay.
One of the student clubs was hosting a tournament to win a Nintendo Wii. This was back in 2007.
Oh man, back
A
then when the
Nintendo-
Wii was
Super hard
the top-
item to get.
the
super hard
hot
item.
commodity, like this is everyone's favorite toy.
Yeah.
Wii tennis.
So I think it was one of like those poker tournament charity events.
Okay.
So, like Texas Hold'em, winner wins the Wii. And I didn't know how to play Texas Hold'em, so I taught myself how to play poker
Oh my gosh.
so I can win the Wii.
Through the internet, through friends?
Yeah,
or-
through Facebook Poker. Great app, by the way.
Yeah, I remember my days in Facebook poker.
Yeah, it was great.
This is great. Yeah, like
That's how I learned how to play.
I mean, I've emptied out my account, but then the best part about Facebook poker is that once you lose everything, you're like, can I get a new? You just go and say, collect a new amount.
You wait a
of
new
chips.
day,
Yeah.
and then you've got new
And you
chips.
can buy it again. It's great. You can it's like getting an extra life.
Exactly. So realistically, I wasn't going to win a tournament. Like I had no idea what I was doing. I'm a beginner and everything, but my goal was to just not finish last, which isn't that much amazing of a goal. Like if you, after I learned kind of how poker works, I realized that really wasn't much of a goal. But anyways, I wasn't the last person. I mean, I wasn't the first person to get knocked out. So
Right.
that was my first experience.
Did you win any other consolation prizes
No.
or anything? No.
I earned some experience points.
Which is the most important part, right?
Yes, and I had fun.
Getting that experience. Yeah. And then that's when that little seed just grew, got slotted in you. And it grew. It blossomed into.
Well, I was still
you
playing a lot
have
of
now.
Facebook poker
Okay.
afterwards. So
Okay.
I liked I enjoyed the game of chance aspect of it, but I
Right.
never really thought of throwing down large sums of money to try to earn actual money. What about you? What was your first experience with gambling?
So for me, I'd like to think that it was growing up. I think growing up, I watched my family play the wonderful game of mahjong, which is
Great game.
Yeah, great game back home. That's their means of gambling. Four-player game. You sit down at a table.
Yeah, it's a real family event.
Yeah, draw some tiles, throw some tiles, win, and then you open up your drawers and you pay some money. That's what I always thought mahjong was. And it seems awesome because it was definitely a lot more, and everyone's laughing, everyone's
Did
smiling.
you play with your family?
Well, when I was 4 when I first saw it, so I think.
So yes.
So I think no, I just saw that they were having fun. I was just alone playing with my Lego, but obviously what they're doing is something that's exceedingly more fun than what I'm doing down there. And so I was always curious about that, and Mahjong was always like a prominent thing in our life. Until finally, when I think I'm about 10 or 11, I think my grandma and my mom and I think my other aunt, they were just 3 people and they need a 4th. And they just saw me again with my Legos. I've been playing Legos all my life till then, you know?
They're like, Ray, you are now promoted.
That's right. They're like, you know what, son? Put down the Legos. We need a 4th. let's go for it.
Yeah, time to play the big boy activities.
Yeah,
now.
let's teach this child our gambling game so that he can be a draw and throwing tile machine, you know.
And how old were you?
I was 11.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's better
yeah.
than 4.
That's right. But of course, full disclosure, no money was being.
I mean, they were just trying to teach you probability.
Yeah, they didn't.
Right?
They didn't teach me.
They're actually just trying to teach you math. It's
That's
the most
right.
Asian thing you can do.
That's right, and they didn't cheat me out of my allowance money. You know, my Crunch candy bar money.
You didn't have to put your allowance money on the line.
No, I did not.
Oh,
thankfully, because
that's
oh
good.
boy, I lost so many games back then.
That would have been devastating.
That's right. So we kind of, over the years, I kind of learned, and finally, until I started getting a proper job, that's when I'm like, all right, everybody, I'm ready to take everyone's money. I've trained myself to become a mahjong player, like a proper mahjong player, and I'm like, you know what? I'm coming for your money, Grandma. I'm coming for your money, Mom. And
that's very aggressive.
Yeah, hey, I mean, when you're on the mahjong table, it's pretty cutthroat. I can tell you that right now. At least that's how we play it, right?
So did you win any money from them?
No, got completely trounced.
Oh, okay. Pockets cleaned up.
Yeah, that's
had to
right.
get a second job.
Well, the good thing is my family is pretty gentle when it comes to payouts and such. So right. I think at most, if you lose everything, you probably lose maybe $20 or something. So we're not talking about our entire life savings and whatnot, right?
Right.
And then so that's when I found out. I remember when I first won one of my games and I took money from my grandma. I was like, gosh, it's such a great feeling. I just want to chase that. Not like taking money from my grandma is such a great feeling.
Wow.
But like just taking money from somebody that is like it's
your
not,
grandma.
It's not mine, taking money that's like not mine, that's like, like robbing someone.
Like, you sound like a scoundrel right now.
I mean, hold on a second. I meant just like taking money that's not yours.
So I'm going to report you to the police.
Taking money that's not yours is the greatest feeling of all time. Okay?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it really is not.
Why did we become gambling addicts, John? Is because money that we never earned, but we're able to win, and there's this extra cash, and this extra cash that doesn't touch your hard-earned spending. So if you buy candy and stuff, that's like not, that you didn't have to use your own money to pay for. It's just so much satisfying. And there's a moment that we'll talk about later that you and I shared, an experience that you and I shared was one of my happiest memories in Las Vegas, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later because I think we're getting ahead of ourselves.
You sound like a gambling addict right now. That's why you sound.
Whoa. Hey, man, 2020's been rough. Okay, like I said.
Do you want to hit the casino
I'm
with me,
also,
like in 2021?
I'm also, looking forward. You know what? I don't mind. We can go there sometime. But no, again, full disclosure, we are no longer gambling addicts.
Recovered gambling
addicts.
That's right.
That's right.
We've taken a 12-step program.
Yeah, that's right. Although I don't know if I really got past step 2 though, but you know what? We're here to talk about it because now we're comfortable talking about it. And of course, full disclosure as well, we do understand that, gambling addiction is a serious problem, right? A lot of people out there are still struggling with it, and, it's completely changed their lives for the worse. And so, we do understand that, it's a very, very serious issue. And so that we're trying to, and we kind of dipped our toes into that little satanic pool. And thankfully,
it was a very dangerous pool.
Thankfully, we were able to come out of it alive and better people.
With most of our savings.
Intact. And that we were able to also feel, we were also able to learn from it, right?
Did we learn from
I
it?
don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure we learned anything from it, but
Why did we choose this topic then? If we don't know what we're talking about. So okay, let's bring us back. Let's bring us back to, was it what, 2017?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How did we end up going to Las Vegas in the first place?
Well, there is this wonderful game that all of us have played before and all of us enjoyed playing, and it's called Magic the Gathering.
the coolest game ever.
The coolest card game
Magic
for
the Gathering.
coolest kids.
Only the cool kids. Play
Only
this
the
game.
cool kids play Magic the Gathering. For those who don't know what Magic the Gathering is, John, can you explain?
It's a collectible card game that's been around for.
Oh, it's not a trading card game?
I guess it is a trading card
Yeah,
game.
it is.
I thought they're the same thing.
No, there's CCG, TCG.
Oh.
Now we're just getting into the nitty gritty
Well,
of things.
Clearly, I don't know what I'm
But
talking about.
trading card games, right?
I played a shit ton of Magic. Okay,
did,
that's all.
you
That's
did.
all. That's all that matters.
I only know the basic rules, and I can.
I
play
played a
them.
shit ton of Magic.
Yeah.
I spent a shit ton of money on it, and
Can you give us a ballpark number of how much you spent on Magic?
I actually cannot. But I last year I sold my Magic card collection for probably, I don't know, like 75% of what it's worth.
Which
I got
is?
I got $1,500
Okay, that's
from
not
selling
bad.
my Magic collection, which is like a small sum compared to like most collections.
Most collections I've seen, people are spending like
Tens of thousands.
tens of thousands of dollars for pieces of cardboard paper. That's how crazy it is.
Yeah. One of our friend bought a card and it was like $2,000.
Oh
right?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And was it 2,000 USD as well?
Probably.
Oh goodness, USD.
Anyways, it's a very expensive hobby. Don't do it. Don't do Magic.
I mean, if you're really into it, I mean, you can. But whew, boy, if you have the money, if you have the dough for it,
Well, yeah, make sure you're rich first.
this is a
before you
little
start
bit
playing.
better. I mean, I would spend the money on Magic the Gathering rather than at the blackjack table, right, in Las Vegas, right? Like this is probably a smarter way to spend money, right?
Sure. I don't know.
Sure. Okay. Sure.
But anyways, we went there to play Magic the Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big tournament going on.
Yeah.
I believe it was held in Las Vegas, and it was like a 3-day event. So basically,
Okay.
like a big Magic convention / tournament
Mm-hmm.
where everyone was flying down. Thousands of people flying down to Las Vegas Convention Center.
Mm-hmm. So during that time, well, I know how to play Magic, but I'm not super hardcore into it. And I think you didn't participate in the tournament.
Yeah,
right?
I was actually on a break from Magic as well.
Yeah, so we were just there because our friends were going. We were just thinking, you know what, Las Vegas.
Yeah,
you know,
might as well tag along.
might as well just go. You know, while they do the
Yeah,
tournaments,
might be fun.
might be fun. We can eat maybe hit up the buffets, watch some magic shows.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like actual like rabbit and hat magic shows. You know.
Hit up some pool parties like the cool boys that we are.
Yeah, that's right. Like the cool boys that we are. Look
Yeah.
at that. Going to Las Vegas and doing non-gambling things. How wholesome is that? How wholesome.
Okay. All right. Bring it back. Bring it back a little. Bring it back
That's
a
what
little.
we thought. That's what we thought. And
No,
then,
that's not what I thought.
oh really? You plan to gamble?
Yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like go to Vegas and not gamble?
That's what I always did.
What?
That's what I always. Well, the thing is,
Do you want to be the guy that comes back from a trip to Vegas? Like, oh yeah. So how was the casino? Didn't go.
Okay. So I've been to Las Vegas a couple of times before you did. That was your very first time going to Las Vegas. Is that correct?
Well, I went when I was a kid.
Okay,
but
so
like,
yeah.
that doesn't really count because you can't do anything.
Exactly. I went a couple times as a kid as well, and
Yeah.
those were the things that you did. You hit up the buffets, you watch the shows, you look at the hotels, and then that's like a pretty fun time.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
But now we're men. You know.
Yeah, now we're
men.
Full blown adults. I guess we were
Going
thinking.
without a parental supervision.
That's
you know?
right. I thought maybe we'll drink some things, but I didn't think we'd just drop some stacks of $1 bills and be like, all right,
Really?
let's-
I did.
Okay, well, I mean, obviously you were definitely a little bit more adult than I was.
Well, I feel like it's just part of the experience. Honestly.
That is true.
You know, when you think about Vegas, you think about casinos.
Yeah,
and
that's
pool
Sin
parties
City.
and strip clubs, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
I just felt like it was an integral part of the Vegas experience.
Was it integral or what?
I mean, it was fun.
It was fun. So we go there. I think we took a trip down to Bellingham, I believe, right? And we took the first time we flew directly from the Vancouver airport, right? So we
Okay.
flew from IVR,
Yeah.
went straight down to Las Vegas,
Yes.
and we
And we went in a very hot June summertime.
Yep.
It was.
Let me tell you right now.
I had no idea Las Vegas was so damn
I
hot.
mean, it's not like it's in a desert or anything,
my
John.
Canadian body was not prepared for the heat, okay?
Yeah. But our Asian selves were, somewhat
Yeah.
susceptible to some heat,
Yeah,
right?
my tropical Taiwanese
Yeah.
side kept me alive.
And my
somehow.
half Chinese, half Vietnamese background was able to absorb some of it so we didn't completely roast under that sun.
We barely survived, though. We barely survived.
So we took that taxi. We went all the way over there to, what is it, the SLS hotel. That's right. So that's a hotel that's kind of away from the Strip, but is near the convention center, which is where the Magic the Gathering
it's also near
tournament is taking place.
the tram.
That's right. We took a monorail.
The monorail, yes. It's also near the Las Vegas monorail. So
That's
that was
right.
the only thing that helped connect us to the center of it all, really.
Yeah.
'Cause otherwise, we were a bit off to the side.
That's right. And I just remember going to that hotel, and it felt like a love. It felt like a honeymoon suite, that hotel room. I don't know if you remember.
I do remember.
there were these couches, and there was these pillows with some pretty provocative people on there.
Yeah, to help set the mood and everything.
Yeah, it really does set the mood. And because what better way to start in Vegas between four of us, to really just four of us heterosexual straight men.
The romantic suite
room. And what I remember, one of the main features of the room is that there was a shower, right?
Yeah.
And then, yes, the bathroom is separate. But then on the other side, there was a curtain that covered the shower, but you can actually swipe the curtain open. And
was the curtain on the shower side? Or
no, the curtain was on the bed side.
Oh, okay. So if you wanted to see your friend, if we wanted to see each other shower naked, we could have just been like, "Woo!"
Yeah, we could just swipe open the curtain, and we could see everything. It's like a show.
I felt pretty confident that nobody wanted to see me naked, so I was not worried at all.
I had my butt pointed towards the curtain
just in case.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows, man?
Yeah, sure. Maybe like a gust of wind comes in our room and blows a curtain.
A full Nevada gust of wind, desert wind comes in.
Yeah,
you never know.
Tornado.
Yeah. You never know. One of our friends maybe accidentally undoes the string, and then everything gets revealed. I don't know.
Accidents happen. Okay.
I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of interpiece.
Okay. I mean, sure. It doesn't hurt to be a little careful, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
I remember that shower. That was strange, to say the least.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so, lovely room. I was very comfortable. It was quite
the aircon was great. I was going to say that much. That was the best part of the room, the aircon.
That's true. That's the best part of any hotel, really, is experiencing the air conditioning.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so the funny part about this trip is while this whole Magic the Gathering tournament was happening, there was also another big event that was happening, and that was EDC.
Yes, what is it called? The Electric Daisy Carnival.
Yeah,
where a bunch of
that was happening at the same time. So you had a bunch of ravers just partying all over Vegas,
listening to the EDM music.
Yeah, and then you also had a bunch of Magic the Gathering people mingling in at the same time.
What a clash!
I know.
What a great mix of mélange of people.
Yeah, a truly cultured atmosphere.
That's right.
Yeah.
And and I remember everybody wore some really vibrant colors, and people dyeing their eyebrows and beards to really cool colors, and I was like, wow, they're just having the time of their lives.
Yeah, so you'd see people with these really skimpy and colorful outfits with glitter all over their body.
Yeah, that's right.
And then on the other side, you would also see a bunch of people carrying binders full of cards.
Yep. And then there's us in the middle.
Yeah.
Just not really sure what to do. So we hit up those tables. So the very first night, I think it was the first night, it was downstairs on the casino floor of the SLS Las Vegas hotel.
Yeah, because every hotel is a built-in casino.
And that's right.
Inside, much.
Yeah, most of the hotels in Las Vegas are all dens of casinos ready to take your money. And so I think we were just looking at different games being played. And I believe for me, my very first game was roulette. So I went there, and I think it was like a $15. I think it was $15 roulette or $10. No,
you started off with a $15 roulette.
No, I wasn't. Whoa, I didn't have that much money.
USD, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's like $30 Canadian.
Yeah,
but no. I went to. It was a $10 table, and I didn't know how to play roulette, but luckily I believe every dealer is well versed in the game that they're dealing, so they gave us instructions on how to play roulette and everything, which is kind of nice.
You want to get the new guys to play too, obviously.
That's right. So they took a look at our Canadian IDs, and they're like, all right, these guys check through, and so
they are over the age of 21.
Yeah, that's right. And so there we are, and I just plopped down, $10, 10 US dollars, freedom bucks. And then I put on red, I think.
Yeah.
And then I won.
I remember you won. And
yeah.
I lost.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I stopped remembering things after
That's right. And then I won, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy. So I took, like the fact that I put 2 $5 chips on red, and then the dealer, and it went on red, and then the dealer took 2 $5 chips from somewhere else, and she put it on top of my 2 $5 chips, and I was like, wow, that was easy.
It was a magical moment for
Gambling
you,
is the easiest game I've ever played.
2 becomes 1.
Yeah, 2 becomes 1. Spice Girls, what a great song. And then so I was like, my goodness, what is this? So I took the $10 back, put it in my pocket, for safety box reasons, safekeeping.
Yep.
So then
being responsible,
being a very responsible
saving
adult.
your earnings.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then I put it on red again. And then do you know what? Lo and behold, the little white ball lands on red, and then she grabs the 2 little $5 chips and she places on top of my $5 chips. And I was, my goodness, this game is gambling. It's amazing. Are you telling me in the span of 5 minutes, I was able to win $20, which I'm able to get there, in McDonald's in the US for 20 chicken McNuggets, it costs $5. And in the span of 5 minutes, I was able to win $20 worth of chicken McNuggets, which means
that's a lot of chicken nuggets.
Which means, I was able to win 80 chicken McNuggets.
Wow.
Just like that.
That's a great day right there.
Yeah, my entire food budget is covered for the whole trip.
Yeah.
80 McNuggets,
Exactly.
And I was like, wow, that's great. And I immediately decided, you know what, that's enough for today. Like, I don't want to push my luck or anything.
Right.
So, better win whatever I have. I'm already ahead, right? And I thought to myself, naive enough, I thought, you know what, that's it. I'm going to stop gambling for the rest of the trip.
That's why we always told ourselves.
I'm ahead, and I won some chicken McNuggets. I'm good to go. I can have a nice, happy trip in Las Vegas. And that's how I did it. And sorry, you
that's
lost.
how the trip ended.
yeah, I wish. And you lost that night.
Yeah. So what I remember is because you were betting on reds,
Yeah.
I was betting on black. And then you won 4 reds in a row, which
two reds in a row.
Was it 2 reds in a row?
Yeah, 2 reds in a row.
Okay. Well, anyways, the short version is I lost, so I
man.
just stopped playing after that.
Yeah.
Well, this game sucks.
Fair enough. But we wanted more, I guess. See, that's the beauty of gambling. Even when you lose, you still want to play. And then when you're winning, you still want to gamble. You want to play. You want to win more.
Yeah.
When you lose, you want to get it back.
You can't stop.
Yeah, and then that's how we both, held hands and jumped into the whirlpool of gambling.
Yeah.
And what happened after that?
Well, things got real deep when our friends decided to join us along on our gambling crusade.
Yeah.
And then so we collectively learned how to play blackjack together.
What a game.
I mean, the game itself is simple enough, but we were I remember we were crowding around a table. We were learning the blackjack strategies, what hand you should bet on and what you shouldn't.
That was a very educational weekend. I don't think I've ever learned anything. I don't think I've ever...
We were studying the probability table.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gone to Vegas and actually learned something. And that weekend in Vegas was very educational.
Yeah. My friend had the table memorized.
Yeah.
I didn't remember jack shit.
No, to this day, I still just go with my gut.
Yeah. I just always end up asking my friends, should I hit on this? Am I supposed to?
Do I double down on what's up?
Well, so, I would ask him what what's the statistically better move.
Right.
And then, sometimes
so
maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't.
Yeah. So blackjack sort of became our game of choice.
Yeah, because all 4 of us were playing it at the same time. We'd go find a table, we'd sit down, we'd try to find a $5 table, and then we would just play blackjack. And then next thing you know, 1 hour goes by, then 2 hour goes by, they'd come by with free drinks. I'm like, hell's yeah, free drinks.
That's how they get
Rum
us.
and Coke, man.
That's how they
Give that
get
to
us.
me.
And
Right? Give that to me right now.
Yeah, that's right. And you tip them a little bit, and then boom, then you're good to go, and then you're ready to spew some more.
Exactly. I was like, wow, every time I won a blackjack, I was like, great, I got tip money now for more free drinks.
That's right. That's right. Oh gosh, and then we started casino hopping, didn't we?
Yeah. Yep. We
All
would
along the
start
strip.
we would start at our home casino.
That's
or
right.
The SLS hotel.
Yeah.
And then we were like, what if we went to other casinos and checked them out? And so that's what we did.
Yeah, we just started casino crawling while our friends were playing Magic the Gathering. We would go into, let's say, like Treasure Island, and I remember I had my cell phone with me, so of course you're not allowed to film in the side of the casino. So I kind of wanted to make like a nice little home video where we would film ourselves and be like, all right, well, we're outside Treasure Island and we're about to go in and try and play some blackjack.
Yeah,
and win
let's
some
go
money.
in and see what happens.
Yeah, and then the next thing we do, because we come out and we start filming ourselves, and we're like, you know what, Treasure Island was a Treasure Island was a dud.
Yeah, there was no treasure to be had.
Yeah, never treasure was
Whatsoever.
not for us this day.
No.
At all. So
The
let's
treasure's
not
not
do that.
the treasure's not for you.
Yeah, that's right. And then I remember there are times where either I did well, you had to tap out a little bit, and then you did well. Like I remember when we went to the Monte Carlo, you did great. You just kept
I
getting
remember
20s,
that. I remember that.
blackjacks.
I was on a hot streak
That's right. And
with the dealer from Michigan.
yeah, that's right. And it's just like, John, here's your 20. Ray, here's your 14. Like,
Yeah. I remember that.
and I'm like,
for 5 hands in a row, it was just 20 and over.
yeah. And then I'm just like, oh, great, 15, 16s. I'm just thinking, you know what? Maybe this one isn't for me. But you were on fire.
I know. My
Oh
only
my
mistake was
gosh.
leaving that casino. Honestly, that was my only mistake.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Sometimes if it's a hot shoe for you should just keep going. That's one of our. I don't even know if we should start giving out gambling advice though.
We should definitely not.
No. You know what? Don't gamble. But anyways,
Gambling is bad for you.
gambling is bad for you.
Yeah, look at what happened to us.
Look at what happened. This could have been a 3-bedroom apartment if John didn't gamble.
No, I gambled a 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, but here we are today.
Yeah. That's why we're crammed into one bedroom.
This would
one
have
bedroom.
been a Supreme shirt, but no, it's not. It's just a classic North Face shirt. That's because due to gambling. This is what's going on right now.
North Face is an expensive brand.
It's on sale Boxing Day. Anyways,
Yeah, it's not like you're wearing Old Navy.
no, that's right. Yeah, so there was a time where, then our friends joined us, and then I guess we kind of got them into the gambling hype as well. And then there was these, I believe, our last night or last 2 nights.
I like to think we collectively got into the gambling hype together, the gambling pain train together.
I guess we did. We did. And we just oh man, there are times where the 4 of us, we would just, we would just play, and then, we'd have these great stories about these certain dealers and stuff, and they were just, taking our money, and sometimes we do well, sometimes we didn't do well. And there was this one time, I believe there was this hotel called the Golden Gate. It was on Fremont.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
I think that hotel in particular was my favorite hotel, my favorite casino, because I don't know, I always seem to do pretty well there.
Is that the one where like at night the dealers turn into go-go dancers?
Yeah.
Because that was my favorite.
Yes.
But that's also where I lost the most money.
Yeah.
But I didn't care because I was so distracted by the
The
go-go
key is
dancers.
not to get distracted, John. The key is
I couldn't
There was at one time, yes, that is true. I was very impressed with the fact that they were go-go dancers, and then they would take breaks, and then they would switch with the dealers, and the dealers would go up and do dancing.
Yeah.
And the fact
So
that
it'd be like 5 minutes later, you've got a really attractive dealer in front of you. 5 minutes later, she'd be up there go-go dancing.
yeah,
And you don't know where to look.
I was very impressed with it because I don't know, there was so much loud music happening, and then the fact that you're able to do quick math in your head at when there's all this hype happening and when you're physically dancing and whatnot. Because back home later on, obviously we took our gambling addictions back home. There were some casinos back home where it was a very calm place, calm area.
There's some casinos where the dealers didn't know how to
And
count.
the dealers didn't know how to count. And you're just thinking, like, what how did they
That's
even...
like that's where they're the training area, right?
Yeah, that's true. And then you're just wondering, wow, like everybody's other people, they're able to, I mean, like Vegas, that's when Vegas are the pros, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The Vegas are pros because they're there's just so much going on. Like I wouldn't be able to do it myself. Like, are you telling me like I'm going to do 10 minutes of crazy dancing and then you're going to tell me in the next 10 minutes you're going to go down and you're going to do a lot of math, and then you got to, not only are you doing math, like counting, whether or not they bust over 21 or not, but you also have to count the money. Like, okay, what if this person pays $7, which is a really weird bet, and then you got to figure out what's the did they get blackjack? Then you got to figure out what's the 3.
Yeah, exactly. No problem in the math department there.
Yeah, no, it's all professionals. Everybody's so professional in Las Vegas.
Well, I remember it during the afternoon shift when we were at the same casino, because that's how addicted to gambling we were.
Yeah, that's right.
In the afternoon, I think some of the dealers there were not so great. I feel like that was like the training period.
Oh, yeah, that's fair enough.
And then in the evening they bring out the 18.
Yeah, it's always just super wild.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and I'm not really sure. Do you remember if you were up or if you were down?
Oh, I was hella down.
You were down, eh?
Yeah, I was super distracted.
I was slightly up after that trip.
Oh, nice.
Which is actually a worse thing, because now you're like, now that I've won, I've got, now I can just like go home and win some more. There's that like that you've been given.
Was that what you were thinking?
Yeah, of course, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Which is why we brought our gambling addictions back home, back to Vegas. That's what I thought too. I thought there was going to be a separation. Once you cross state lines.
Yeah.
Between you go back home.
We're back in Canada, we're just average citizens.
Yeah,
now.
we're average citizens, just like how we are average Asian boys.
Yes.
Right. We think that, okay, you know what, we're Vegas is a gamble, and then we come back home to our
what happens
lives.
In Vegas
stays in Vegas, of course, and our normal lives and everything. And you don't have to worry about, we have our friends, people can see us, people notice us if we come out of a casino one day. We don't want to perpetuate that kind of reputation that we have at our local homes, right?
Yeah.
But then, I think a week later, here we are. There we are in
one day we were like, maybe we should check it out.
Yeah, we had our average meal. We had
this Grand Villa place looks kind of fun.
Yeah, and then later on, lo and behold, a couple weeks later, we literally hit up every single casino in the Vancouver area.
Yeah, it was like a great casino world tour.
Like Grand Villa. What is it? The we hit up Edgewater Casino, River Rock Casino.
Yeah, and a Starlight Citadel.
Starlight Citadel. Starlight Citadel is a board game star.
Oh,
Starlight Casino.
Do not go gambling at Starlight Citadel.
No, not Starlight
It's
Citadel.
just Starlight Casino?
Starlight Casino.
Oh, okay.
Grand Villa, Hard Rock.
We pretty much hit up all the casinos in the lower mainland.
And I have to say, do you feel like there's any difference between the ones here and the ones in Las Vegas?
Well, yeah, of course there's differences.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, in the Vegas casinos, they want you to have more fun, right? They let you smoke at the tables there. Mm-hmm. They bring free drinks for you there. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, there's just something going on all the time, right? It's 24/7, nonstop partying.
Yeah, that's right. Whereas in Vancouver, it's just a little touch of somber grayness, a little depressing.
Yeah, I feel like in Vegas, right? Like everyone that you see, or most of the people that you do see in the casinos, they're playing to have fun. They're just there to have a good time, and they don't really care too much if they're winning or losing.
Well, winning is better.
Winning, I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
But in the casinos back here in Vancouver, it felt like people were playing more seriously for money.
Yeah.
And then so you would see people who are more serious about the game. I guess they're really they're actually trying to make money from playing blackjack.
Right.
And then so
just trying to grind it out.
Yeah,
that's right.
And then so you would see people who are like actually getting upset or just not having fun playing that game.
Yeah, I remember there was this one time when we were. I remember there was this one time when we were gambling, playing blackjack, and there was this old woman beside you, who just kept saying, she was just yelling Cantonese after every single move you made.
Yeah, she was chewing me out.
Yeah,
apparently.
and she kept like making these gestures and everything. And I obviously knew what she was saying, but like it was just nothing nice, obviously.
Yeah, and I was getting annoyed too. As well.
Yeah, and she was just this old lady, and she just had like every time she emptied out her chips, she just brought out 300 Canadian dollars, and she just restarted again. It was
Really?
Yeah,
That much, huh?
yeah. And
Yeah.
I was just thinking, wow, this is. I don't know. This seems like a pretty serious gambler there. Oh my gosh, it's probably spending, I don't know, thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
like
it's
an
pretty
hour.
crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
can't. Yeah, I can't imagine living that kind of life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But at one point, we were kind of living that kind of life.
I mean, we weren't like bringing out like hundreds of dollars.
No, we
or
were.
anything.
It's because we didn't have hundreds of
Well,
dollars
yeah,
to
exactly.
bring out.
You know, yeah.
But we were like the
But-
kids'
but-
version. We like
but,
brought
but,
out a.
but also, we were never playing like by ourselves or anything. Like we would always like play together. right?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
for me, that was like the most fun part. You know, it'd be like Friday night with the boys, hit the casino. We all scope out the $5 table, and we all like sit in.
Where
you
we
know, play
acted like
together.
we had the money to back everything up.
Yeah.
Um,
So for me, that was like the most fun part. Is just
That is
like
true.
hanging out, like socializing with each other and hanging out, and like there just happened to be money on the line. I
yeah,
guess.
and we did so much. It came to a point where we got into what we call our degenerate phase, where we knew the names of the dealers. All right.
We knew the names of the dealers.
Like
we had
when
our
they
favorite-
worked.
We had our favorite dealers. We knew the shifts.
Yeah.
And then we also knew the regulars too. That's when you know. That's when you know you're going too deep. When you know
That's
the
right.
regular. When you see the other regulars across the casino.
And you nod, and they give you a nod too because they acknowledge that we're both regulars now.
Yeah. That's when you know you've gone in too deep.
That's when you know. That's what I was talking about before. It's just like we have a reputation to uphold. Now,
Is there
we're regulars.
any regulars that you remember from the casinos?
Yes.
Because I just remember we nicknamed her Josiah.
Yeah.
That was the one person that I remember.
That is correct. Yeah, because she gambled with her mom. Was that true? Yes, she did.
Yeah.
She was just
it really
a
cool.
mother-daughter combo.
Yeah.
Where they were just, and they were pretty chill too, which I also really liked too, because they were really chill.
Yeah.
You know, when they saw us there, we were just sitting there, we gambled, we had like a good time, and we just did our thing.
Yeah, that was fun.
What a fun mother-daughter activity to do, eh? Just like, hey, daughter, you want to...
Sounds like a terrible family activity, but okay.
You want to lose money together? As long as you're doing
Yeah, I feel like we haven't been spending enough time together. Let's go to the casino.
Let's go to the casino. You want to spew together? That's right. Whew. Wow. Good times.
Yeah, that was out of control.
We started developing our superstitions too. Like we went deep into the night as well, and we started getting.
we'd stay up till like 4 in the morning.
Oh my gosh, this is now I can't even stay up until 4 in the morning at home.
Yeah.
really working from home and everything.
Yeah. It was
What
getting
were
out
we
of control.
thinking of
It was
doing?
getting out of control there.
Yeah, because we did a crawl, right? We go from this hotel to that.
Oh yeah, we
hotel.
go to multiple casinos a night too.
We do, yeah, because
Right. That
That's
was
right.
outrageous.
because we were just thinking, you know what, we've used up all our luck in this hotel or
Yeah.
this casino. Why not use it in a different casino?
Well, actually, one of like the most ridiculous superstitions that we had was as soon as like the clock hit midnight, we'd be like, "It's a brand new day.
The new
My
day.
lucks have changed.
The new day.
all the good fortunes coming to me now." I remember thinking that.
Oh god, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
do you remember that?
Oh my gosh! But
were
there
like-
were times where it did work. There were times
Well,
where
sometimes it would be the opposite effect. The clock
right.
strikes midnight. Oh man, I'm on a downhill streak now.
yeah.
Should have left. Should
Should
have
have
left
left-
at 11:59.
But we were all carpooling, so it's either sometimes.
we're staying for the long haul.
That's the worst part too. Is like if you feel like you've won enough,
Yeah.
but the other boys like they didn't win enough, so we're still in the same carpool. So by the time we get to that hotel, I keep saying hotel, but we go to the casino.
Yeah.
And like we don't want to play, right? But we see the other people playing, and they're winning, and you're like, "Yo, let me get in on that," and then you just start losing.
Yeah,
your
I
money.
know.
Holy gambling!
It's like, oh man,
is
that's a
hard.
hot shoe. You better get in on that.
Yeah,
right?
get into the
Jump
hot
on.
shoe.
Sometimes I think I would have just saved more money if I just went to the bar and drank a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. But
But then I'm like, shit, man, I just spent $10 on this drink. I go to the
Yeah,
blackjack and we'll make that money back.
recuperate. Yeah. In fact, but then the drink became like $130 drink.
Oh my gosh.
And that's when we started meeting some terrible dealers. Like there were some dealers where like you clearly got 21, but he's like, you busted. And then like and then it's already like 2 or 3 a.m. Like you're really tired. You can't do the math. He obviously can't do the math. So, but you're just trying really hard to like not like have your money get taken away unfairly.
Honestly, like for me, the worst are like the slow dealers. It's like, it's like 10, 16, 21. It's like, oh my God, shoot me right now.
That's right. Oh boy, yeah, that was pretty bad. There's also ones where, and then like I said, like we started developing superstitions. Like I remember you had one where every time we go to like a casino, and you would grab a drink. Remember, you grab a cup of water.
Yeah, I gotta start the night off hydrated.
Yeah, that's
didn't do jack shit.
Didn't do anything.
No,
but you still do it anyways.
Still did it anyways.
You still do it anyways. You don't want to be too thirsty. You're there for the money. You don't want get yourself hydrated and get the thing. And it was all just blackjack. Did you play? I think some of our friends played. I think this game called Discard Inferno.
Yeah.
Did you play that?
Yeah, I played a bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was only blackjack for me.
Yeah, nobody played that. Nobody really plays that game. So.
I think it was really just like we wanted. Yeah, because it's just something that I was more sure of the rules about. So I decided, okay, like this is what we want. This is what I want. This is the only thing that I feel that I can potentially win in. Because everything else, I'm just like, what is... like there's these huge swings. There's just like, yeah, it's minimum $5, but you end up having to drop down like a big blind and a small blind. And then boom, it's like $20 a hand. So I'm thinking, no.
The swings are pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
One of my memories at the casino was actually watching the Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather fight at the casino. Like, this is how bad it got. This is how bad the gambling edition got. But actually, like the table that I was sitting at happened to have like prime view of the TV that was displaying.
So you can't leave, but you have to.
So I remember I was playing blackjack the whole time, but I wasn't really paying attention because I was watching the fight, right?
Yeah.
And then after the fight was over, I looked down and I saw that I had won a lot of money. I was like, wow, this is great. But then I kept playing afterwards, and then I slowly lost all my money afterwards.
Oh, man.
So I'm like, man, I should just stop there.
You should have just stopped. Like, the
fight was over. Should have just packed up and gone home.
Yeah, with all the extra cash that you had.
Yeah.
Is there like, you have a top favorite moment in gambling? Again, we don't really want to perpetuate the greats of good times of gambling, but is there a favorite moment that you had in gambling?
I remember one of my favorite moments was when this guy... There's this dude, he looked like he was in college or whatever. He sat down and he had like 2 female friends with him, right? So he's like, all right, this guy's like, hot stuff, whatever. He's like getting pretty drunk, and he's just making like the most outrageous bets ever. Like, I think a dealer dealt him 17 and he was like, double down. I was like, what are you doing, man? He's like, double down. Like, just like super crazy.
He admires
he
courage.
Won that hand. He won the double down in 17. And I was just like...
This kind
I bow down to your wisdom.
This kind of 5,000 IQ move is.
Yeah, it was just like the most ridiculous move I've ever seen, and
that's crazy.
But he was like super fun to play with, though.
Yeah.
It was just doing all sorts of dumb shit.
That's what I like. Yeah, that's kind of some parts that I like. Yeah. Where I do enjoy sitting at a table. And then meeting people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
We're all here.
I like it when you play with people that are there to have fun.
Yeah, they're there to have fun.
Because then it's fun for everyone.
Exactly. They're not there to, really try and win money. Like they're just there to have fun.
Yeah.
And it's, blackjack is just one big co-op game. Local co-op. It's just a bunch
No, it's
of
not.
It's
every man for himself. What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me? Do you know the elation that everybody enjoys when the dealer busts and everyone is like, yeah, and you high five each other? It's like a team game, because you're gathering the cards, you're hitting the cards, they're hitting the cards, they hit the right amount of cards.
I mean, sure, it's nice when everyone wins.
Dealer busts, and you're like, great, let's celebrate. Hey, local co-op, you're all fighting a boss. Some people are gonna die. Some people die.
Okay, yeah, sure, that's true. That's
Other
true.
people win. So it's fair enough, but. That's what I enjoy. I enjoy that aspect of it when, everybody wins, the dealer busts, and then it's not like the dealer's losing money. The dealer's happy for you guys because you guys are winning money. So, that's what I enjoy about gambling. But one of my favorite moments in gambling. And that's the one that I previously mentioned, was we actually went to Vegas a second time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
I remember
because the first time wasn't enough.
the first time wasn't enough. The second time, it was also for Magic the Gathering. But again, you and I, we were there for gambling.
Yeah, I was still my Magic player.
Yeah, there was no longer, I was a different person, obviously. I was thinking, it's no longer buffets and shows. I'm there to spew.
Wow, okay.
I was there. I knew. I was there. I collected all my...
This is the words of an addicted man right
Yeah,
here.
that's right. I was there to collect all my USD dollars from, I don't know, my red pocket money from my US relatives, and then collect those hundreds of dollars.
Sure.
Put that in my little safety pouch, and we flew down to Las Vegas, and we were experienced gamblers. Now we know which ones to hit up. We avoided the Treasure Island casino. But
Isn't that the hotel that we stayed in?
That is true. We did stay in Treasure Island,
Yeah.
but I don't think we gambled much.
No, because that place was kind of like shoddy.
Yeah, that's right.
Felt a little run down.
It was a little bit run down, but it was in the middle. It was near the middle of the strip, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And there was this time where I don't know what happened, where we played, but we played and we won money. That night we won some money. We were up ahead and we were good.
Okay.
And,
I don't remember this happening, but
and then
so keep going.
Well, we decided. I was like, John, where do we want to spend this house money, this free money that we want? And you're like, let's go to Outback Steakhouse.
Right.
And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's go to Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, might as well get some steak while you're.
That's right.
While
that's,
you're there.
That's right. And like I said, it just brought me back to that time where I won. Like my grandmother, I won something in Mahjong. My grandmother pulled out her jar and she gave me.
You got money that didn't belong to you.
I got money that didn't freaking belong to me, and I ate it. I ate it through succulent steak from Outback Steakhouse. Clearly, the high echelon of all steakhouses, by the way.
Yeah.
Outback
Top tier
Outback Steakhouse.
Only the best.
Yeah. Oh my God. Vegas is known for some high class restaurants, and we decided to go to Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, people spending money on like going to the club,
No.
going to the strippers.
No.
We spent our money on steak.
Yeah. Instead
Outback Steakhouse.
of strippers, we went for the strip loin.
Yeah. And it was worth.
And it was worth it.
Yeah.
I would do it again because that steak was amazing. That steak was like, I think it was a porterhouse. Like we got these large steaks.
It was huge.
It was huge for a pretty good deal, for a pretty good price, which is why I think we chose Outback Steakhouse. And then we had the
bang for your
sides.
buck,
Yeah, we had the sides, we had the drinks, and then it was just so tasty. Like every bite, the fact that every bite was free, it just added. It was just taste plus 10. You know what I mean? And I want to recapture that feeling again.
Wow, that was your favorite moment, huh?
That was. It's
Okay.
reaping the rewards of gambling. I don't know if I could ever I don't know if that could ever happen again. I think, if we're cutting our gambling addiction or anything.
Yeah, because for me, like the thing that I get the most enjoyment out of is the process of gambling. Thinking it's like a game of skill.
Right, whether you hit or you don't hit.
Yeah,
you hit or
exactly,
stay, you double down.
Yeah, but I feel like I made a decision still.
Yeah,
I'm in control of my destiny.
That's right. And there's one decision that we all, as friends, kind of hate it when you do, is when you have a blackjack and none of us don't, and the dealer has an open face blackjack. Oh no, there's a chance they got a blackjack, and what the dealer asks is, "Do you want even money?"
And that's the end of the podcast.
No, hold on a second. For even money, okay? So for the folks at home who don't know what even money means, okay? It means that there's a chance that if John has a blackjack and the dealer has a chance of getting a blackjack, if the dealer asks you even money, it means that you get the money that you previously bet.
I don't get the blackjack.
You don't get the blackjack bonus, but you get the money that you.
Yeah.
You get the money that you. Wait, you still get. So you
I
can put down.
I still double my money.
Yeah, you put down $10, you'll still get the $20, but you don't get the bonus, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why we are, we resent John for doing that is because that means that John is kind of technically betting against us because he believes that the dealer has a blackjack. So if the dealer gets a blackjack, we're done. All of us are done except for John.
Yeah.
So every time
I run home free.
every time they ask
It's
me
also
money,
it's also the suboptimal play too.
yeah, that's right. It is
so
the
logically, it
suboptimal
made
play.
absolutely no sense for me to do that. But
So in Vegas, we coined John even money,
even money Lou.
even money Lou. Oh
They call me
man,
Mr. Even Money.
yeah, that's right. And just a question, John, if we were to ever go back to Vegas again, I know that again, maybe
In the long distant future.
in the long distance future, we do decide, we reeled in our gambling addiction, but
I'm
that
taking
doesn't-
even money.
Go. Oh, I can't believe it. I was just trying to I didn't even ask the question here. You already, oh my God. You're still taking even money? Are you serious?
Man, I have a reputation to uphold. Gotta eat my Caesar salads, and I gotta take even money.
All right, we're nearing up nearing the wrapping up the podcast soon, but of course, I would like to ask. Of course, again, because we no longer have gambling addiction, but obviously, I can foresee ourselves. If we do go to Las Vegas, we'll probably play a couple rounds. Do we have?
Yeah, just a couple.
Just a couple.
Just one hand or two.
Are there any things that you feel like you're going to change about your gambling habits?
Spend more money. I don't know. It really depends. I think. I mean, because for me, when I go gambling, I'm just trying to, I'm not trying to win the most amount of money.
Right.
I'm trying to squeeze the most enjoyment while losing as little money as I can at the same time, because I know I'm going to lose money, right? That's just how it's going to be.
That's a good mindset to have.
The odds are stacked. So
go
I'm
in
probably
to lose money.
Lose money as slowly as I can and get as many free drinks out of it.
All right.
That's my goal.
That's fair enough. The price of admission for your free drinks.
And maybe go back to Golden Gate and just watch Go-Go Dancer. Okay. I could spend an entire night there. I'm not even kidding.
Like I said, that's why I look
terrible.
down. That's why I look down,
terrible.
and I'm just using I'm playing blackjack because you don't want to get distracted, John. That was the whole point.
I mean, clearly I'm weak. I'm weak.
That's why I do great there every time because I'm just.
That's why I do terribly there every time.
Yeah, for me, I think it's probably good to have a budget. No, good to have your mindset going down. To know that there's a huge chance you're going to come out in the negatives.
Yes.
And I think it's probably very important to have a budget. I think having a budget is very, very important. Just to know,
Well, I mean, let's get real. We always set a budget for ourselves, but we never follow it.
I know, but now we need to follow it. We should be following.
I mean, we have more. I mean, we have responsibilities.
Yeah, of course.
Bills to pay.
You got a mortgage to pay, my friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to live in a studio? do you want to lose that one bedroom?
This could have been a 3-bedroom.
Yeah, exactly. Are you ready to live? Are you ready to live in a shack?
Yeah. But by the way, we're kidding for those of us who are new listeners. That was a joke.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Of course.
I didn't lose enough money to lose out on a 3.
No, no, definitely not. John is definitely more fiscally responsible than that. Right.
I will say one thing that I did learn from this whole gambling experience is I have a better understanding of what people who are going through actual crippling gambling addiction is.
It's a real thing.
What they're going through. It's a real thing, and it's really fucking scary.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's scary.
It's logically, that what you're doing is harmful for you in the long run, but you can't stop.
Yeah, that's right.
You just can't get yourself to stop. And I've had a near brush. I dabbed my toes in that pool, and it's just really scary.
It was scary. No, there were times where I'm really glad that there was a limit. I mean, there was one time, one of our friends, he gambles a lot. He had to self-ban himself.
When I heard about it, I didn't know you could ban yourself from it.
Which is good. Which is a good thing because
I'm glad he had
the discipline, the self-awareness and the discipline to do it.
Himself from the casino.
Yeah, because damn, it's scary. It's really scary. I know there was a time where I would save money, or I would have a week where I wouldn't do things that I wanted to do that I normally do, or like eat out or anything. I'd maybe eat a couple more instant noodles, which is terrible for my health, just to have a little bit more gambling money to play one more. There was a time where I lost all my money that night,
Right.
and I wanted to play one more hand or
Right.
something, and I was just starting, and I like took out my wallet, and I don't have money, but I started counting coins. That's when you know.
Oh my god.
That's when you know that this is not a good thing. And I pieced out my coins, and then bring out the loonie, bring out the toonie, the $2 and the $1.
Wow.
And then I needed $5, right? And then later on, then you start bringing out the quarters.
Did you make it? Were you able to piece it together $5?
I made it. I pieced it out together, and then obviously I lost it
immediately. Damn, all that coin
But
counting.
just like how sad it is. Just like everybody at the table is watching you take out quarters. And you're like passing it over to the dealer, and it's just.
I'm surprised they took coins out. I didn't know. I've never seen anyone do that before.
Yeah, because they're just not as degenerate as I am. I don't think it was the bet itself, but I think it was I needed to double down. So I had an 11, and I already had the base bet there, and I needed to double down, so I needed to add another bet. And then that's when I was just thinking, oh boy, oh boy,
I've gone down a wrong road.
Yeah, that's when you know. I think that's when I realized, okay, I should stop gambling.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So I kept track of like everything that I spend when I go gambling.
Really?
Yeah. Because I want to know, like, if I'm gonna do something reckless, like go to a casino,
fiscally responsible.
If I'm gonna do something reckless, I should at least keep track of my recklessness. I should journal it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I think during that summer when we went on a gambling spree, I lost about $700.
Oh,
total.
Okay.
So
that's not bad.
I mean, that $700 could have been put to much better use.
That's just like one less jacket.
But
for you.
But the damage could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, the damage could have been so much worse.
So I feel fortunate that I didn't blow much more money than that.
Yeah.
And I think it was a fun experience. I don't think I would take that back, if I'm gonna lie. I don't think I would.
Like if you were to go back in time,
yeah,
would you do it again?
I think I would do it. I think I would do it again.
Fair.
I know this sounds crazy with all the money that I spent, but I honestly had such a fun experience like that summer.
Yeah.
Like it was so bad, but it was so good at the same time.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't think I would take that back.
You wouldn't take that back? Okay.
No.
That's fair.
And honestly, it's a fun story to tell.
Yeah, it is. It is a pretty fun story to tell.
Yeah.
As long as we've, recovered from it.
Yes.
Financially.
Yes. Again, we are recovered gambling.
Yes,
I
that's
would
right.
Just like to stress that
because
we should put a counter.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh my gosh. So don't gamble, guys.
That's right, kids. Stay home.
Don't
stay home and play Magic the Gathering instead.
I think it's there's this. I think in the BC gambling there's a lotto. There's a motto that says, know your limit, play within it. I think that's very, very important. Know the limits that you have and then play within that limit if you want to play. But otherwise, if you don't know your limits, if you have something that like a very addictive personality and that there's something that you can't stop, then I would highly recommend not doing it. Play Monopoly instead.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Monopoly is a real way to go.
You'll still get the sensation of winning money. It'll be Monopoly money. And then there's a chance you might lose everything. So what kind of...
Just like the casino.
Or Facebook poker.
Yes.
With fake money.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
That's the way to go.
And on that note, thank you very much for tuning in to today's episode of The Average Asian Boys.
Thank you, everybody.
Hope you enjoyed listening to our gambling addiction stories.
Yeah, that's right.
Hope you avoid a similar fate.
That's right. Do you want to plug in any of your socials or anything like that?
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Then that's good. Then I guess we'll end it there.
Our socials will be in the description below, maybe.
Right.
I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, even though this is an audio podcast.
Yeah.
I did not think this through. All right, bye.
Yeah, that's right. See ya.